Hey everybody, and welcome to Hex Token channel. Your host Superman in the house. Woo! Our second live stream. We're doing 3 today, by the way. This one's going to be more of a tutorial live stream, but we're going to have a lot of fun. I will put a contents timestamp at the end of this video after it's done, of course. Yeah, let's have a lot of fun. This video is going to go as long as we need to get through the Dapp. I have not played with this Dapp at all, and that's absolutely the honest Scout's honor truth. I haven't played with it. Apart from showing it on YouTube briefly, we're going to get in and have a lot of fun with this. So I'm going to be doing it from scratch, which is great. So any issues that I might have, you may have if you haven't played around with it. Let's see. In terms of our learning, it's going to be a lot of fun. So very, very cool. Let me just get everything set up here. Bam, let's go. And of course, we've got a few people in the house. They're going to say a quick hello to everybody. BDC as well. Good to see you, BC. We got AK in the house. Liquid Lines Dapp is awesome. That's from AK. He knows what he's talking about. So a big shout out to AK there. We got Blobfish King in the house as well. KD, let's go. Woohoo! We need a Liquid Lines emoji now. I was actually going to put one in the chat there, but I got distracted. But I will put a Liquid Lines one in the emojis for the members, channel members to use in the future. We have got space for them. Monica in the house there. Hey, Monica. Hi, all. Good to see Monica in the house there. Mo Fit Meals. Got to like that a lot. So welcome everybody. Let's get straight into it. We're 2 minutes and 20 minutes in, and of course let's have a look at what we've got here. So the links to the video, the links to Liquid Loans are in the video description. That's testnet.liquidloans.io. That's testnet.liquidloans.io. We're on the homepage here. It says start here at the top. We've got a big fancy menu on the left. It's pretty beautiful, I must say, compared to everything. They really have put the effort in here. Now, obviously, this is the biggest third-party sacrifice on the Pulsechain. This is the biggest utility, possibly outside Power City and maybe Fiat, the fork of Aave that we're getting on Pulsechain. It really is a juggernaut. And, of course, over $50 million was sacrificed. It's got stable coins here at 46.2. It is a juggernaut. And, of course, we're looking forward to exciting things. Now, obviously, Liquid Loans also announced the fact that they have an Oracle, bringing an Oracle to Pulsechain, of course, which is Talor, and that's exciting. And that also means that other projects, particularly lending dApps like Fiat, the fork of Aave, can also use other DeFi protocols can use on Pulsechain. So Talor is coming. So that's big news. They're also doing multi-sig as well, opening it up to the public. So they are adding a lot more utilities in addition to Liquid Loans. But we're going to get into the Liquid Loans Dapp, folks. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's go. So obviously USDL is going to be the stable coin. It will be the chief stable coin for Pulsechain and the PulseX there. That's native to Pulsechain. Obviously, we recently talked about the Coast one coming as well. But this one here is most likely to be very much the principal one. And there is a big investment in this protocol. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, on the homepage, we got the basic idea of Liquid Loans. Liquid Loans is first truly decentralized lending protocol built specifically for Pulsechain. You got to love that. 0% interest free. Who doesn't love interest free? It's algorithmic stablecoin as well. So it's not just a DeFi platform. It's also an algorithmic stablecoin offering USDL. And we see how successful the Liquidity one, which Liquid Loans is forked, is on Ethereum. It's kind of pretty amazing. Now, a low 110% collateral. So it's obviously low collateral there. No repayment schedule, immutable, government's free, and no admin fees. Can't do much better than that. Lots of cool how-to videos, how it works, borrow USDL, stable pool, staking pool, redemptions, liquidations. So you can check those up in your own time. Like I say, the link to this is in the video description. They got protocol performance at the bottom there, total value locked, etc., total collateral, USDL supply, etc., APRs for the stability pool, and APRs for the staked loan token. Loan token is the base, the main token for the platform. So exciting. All right, let's race on here. Now, I haven't done anything, so we're going to jump over to connect our wallet. Let's do that first of all. We've got 3 tokens, the loan token, USDL, and of course Pulse, which will be PLS, which will be the native token of Pulsechain. And let's connect our wallets first of all. So you can connect other wallets. Let's have a quick look at other wallets. I'm not sure what it's going to bring up, but there we are. It doesn't matter. It's going to connect to my Metamask wallet anyway. So I clicked other wallets. It's going to connect to Metamask, and away we go. So I've got our Play wallet, is the one that we play with on here on Hex Token channel. And here we go. So we're going to just jump to borrow some USDL. Why not? I think we've got some Pulse in there. Yes, I have. as you guys know, I've been playing around with Pulse for a lot. We've got a huge amount of Pulse sitting in our liquid loans on the testnet. So that's pretty cool. So just for reference, the Pulsechain test network is this one here. This is the one that we're playing around with, and this is the block explorer for it. This is the window into the blockchain for Pulsechain on the test network there. And of course, you can see it's running at 3-second blocks. So know that this is interacting with the blockchain on Pulsechain. All right, so we've got some Pulse here. I'm going to deposit. Deposit 75%. That's pretty nice. So it's a 1,096,000 Pulse. And what's it going to allow me to borrow? Hopefully, it's going to be enough because I'm not sure of the value here. So you will deposit and receive a 5,000 USDL. So that sounds pretty good to me. It sounds like I got enough money there. So way to go. Clear values. I can click the clear value. That's pretty cool. This is really, really nice. So this is borrow. We've obviously got repay there as well, but we've got nothing to repay yet. Borrow there. Now it's giving us our details, our transaction stats on the right. As soon as we put this stuff in, I'm going to go to 75% again. It's going to allow us to borrow 5,000. I think that's going to be okay. Now let's talk deposit amount, 1 million Pulse, the borrowing fee, and this amount is deducted from the borrowing amount as a one-time fee, which is $24.71 here, 0.5%. And of course, the liquidation reserve, there is an amount set aside to cover gas costs in the event that your vault needs to be liquidated. The liquidation reserve is added to your total debt, is refunded when you pay off your debt and close your vault. So that's cool. We're going to get that back. That's 200 USDL. Borrow amount, 4,942 USDL there. The total transaction debt, $5,167 USDL. So that's basically like a US dollar, USDL there, same thing. Your vault stats, of course, got that much Pulse there. I'm going to have that much USDL. My collateral, individual collateral ratio will be 150, it says here. That's very much at the bottom, just about 110 is the lowest. But globally, that would be a liquidation event for the whole platform. So liquidation price there, 0, and it's got other things in here as well. So cool. Let's look at our total debt here. Total amount of USDL borrowed. You will need to pay this amount back to reclaim your collateral, $200 liquidation reserve. Very cool. All right, we're going to try and go with that. Obviously, we've got the protocol details of the whole platform below. We can see stability. The USDL supply is 137 million has been minted by people. They put their Pulse in, and that's how much Pulse. So 47.8 billion Pulse has already been locked in there. People have been playing around with that. I know AK has probably been doing it. A few others there. Total collateral ratio 245. It's on the low side in some ways, but that's kind of where we see on Liquid. It kind of looks like that too. USDL there, 137 million. So this is where we're up to at the moment. We're going to mint some. Let's go. So I'm going to confirm that. And it's exciting. USDL, here we come. And it's only on test network, but, you know, it's fun. All right, so let's confirm that. Bam. Waiting for transaction confirmation. So let's go to our wallet. We can see in our wallet that that activity is confirming on the Pulse chain. Of course, we can hit that and also view it on the Pulse chain there. Although that was so fast, I missed it. But we can view it on the blockchain and see that transaction go through. There it is, folks. That is the transaction. Very, very nice. You can see tokens minted, USDL $200. That's that locked-in fee. 4,942 is the amount I borrowed, and of course the 24-hour, I think that was the transaction fee there, and that's the Pulse that they deducted. So cool. All right, so let's jump back to here. I guess we've got some USDL now. I think we do, but we've jumped ahead there. So we've got USDL. We've got a little bit of Pulse left. We've got 4,942 USDL. Yes, we're in the game. We're in the game there. And of course, we can see our details now. Instead of transaction results from our transaction we did, we can see our vault stats down the bottom here. And this is our total debt, $5,167. We have an individual ratio of 150, which is pretty low. So typically, what we're talking about doing 1,000%, something like that. But we're high risk on here. We're high risk. So it's we're rolling. All right, so cool. What are we going to do with that? I guess we could repay it. We could repay some, but we might come back and do that. Let's come back and do that. And of course, we can withdraw PLS as well. Maybe we should do that. I don't know. Let's repay a little bit here. Let's pay $500. I think we can probably do that. Let's go $500 and repay amount, total transaction $500. That's cool. It's going to leave us total debt at the bottom there. Our collateral ratio will get better. So we're at 150, 50%. It's going to improve to 166. Means we've got a lot less chance of being liquidated. The updated ratio between the USDL value of the collateral and debt you are depositing. Well, the minimum collateral ratio is 110%. That's kind of pretty high risk for us borrowing. it is recommended to keep the collateral ratio always above 150 to avoid liquidation under recovery mode. And that's what I was talking about. When the whole platform gets to a very high lending, gets to 150%, then there's a liquidation mode that takes place. And of course, the people with the worst collaterals get liquidated down the bottom there. The collateral ratio between 200 and 250 is recommended for additional safety. I would suggest that too. Obviously, if the price of Pulse moves around, you could get liquidated. So cool. Interesting there. Let's do this. We're going to confirm and go. We're going to get $500 back. So we're just getting it back straight away. So we roll there. Let's go to the Metamask BAM. And we'll close out of that. It's going to happen so fast. You've got to keep up with it though. There it is. This contract interaction looking good. There's the details. Bam. Like that. Pulsechain. Welcome to glorious Pulsechain. It's going to be so good. All right. So cool. That is that. So I got $500 back and I got my PLS back in the wallet. There it is there. So my PLS looking pretty good as well. All right, cool. Let's jump over to the stability pool, and we can stake our USDL that we borrowed with our PLS. We put our PLS deposited in. That's locked in now. It's collateralized, and of course we got USDL stablecoin out for that. That's pretty cool. Let us stake our USDL. So we can hit 100%. We can hit 75%. Let's go with 75%, or should we go 50? Let's go for 75. And of course, you're depositing $3,331 in USDL. And of course, it gives us the stability pool here. That's the amount that we're going to put in as a new stake. We've got no existing stakes. Our stake balance is going to be that amount. And of course, our pool share is insignificant. Why? Because there's 137 million USDL down the supply here, the total USDL minted by the system. So AK is obviously been minting a ton of this stuff. And he's probably got, I'm like 10%, something like that. That's for you, AK. I know what you're up to. I know what you're up to there. All right, so let's stake this. Bam. And we're going to get 12.9% APY on this. So that's pretty good, right? That's better than the bank by a long shot. So let's go for gold on that. And there is our transaction and interaction on Pulsechain Testnet. So that's pretty cool. That's how we roll. All right, so let us get into it. That is pretty much it. The transfer is confirmed. Yay! So cool. We've got our first stake in place. I'm sure your existing stakes is now 3,031, and which means now I'm going to get some rewards. I'm going to get some liquidation gains in PLS, and I'm also going to get some loan rewards as well. So some of the native token on liquid loans. The loan rewards accrue every minute. The value of the UI only updates when a user transacts with the stability pool. Therefore, you may receive more rewards than is displayed when you claim or just adjust your deposit there. So cool. We can come back to that and see if we get anything during the live stream. You just never know. Like now, we've got 1,110 USDL left, and we're going to be earning a 12.89% APR at the current rate. This will move around, of course. Hey, look, we already got it's got claim on there already. Have we got some there? Haven't got enough digits on it. It looks like we might have got something on there. That's like cool. The claim button's just populated. Woo-hoo-hoo. We'll come back to that. We'll come back. Now, obviously at the top left here, there's a little button here that says TCR. This is the total collateral ratio at the moment. This is very important. This is basically the health of the whole liquid loans ecosystem. If you think about it, the total collateral ratio is shown as one red bar, less than 110% recovery mode. That's like basically they liquidate all the highly risked, leveraged accounts. 2 orange there, 150 to 110 recovery mode. 3 is a yellow, that's between 200 and 150 normal, that's normal mode. And of course 4 to 6 green, above 200% normal mode there. So cool. There's 4 different categories. And of course you can be liquidated below 150%. So remember we started off there, we're at 150, but if we were below that, if we had borrowed more, we'd be in a high risk of being liquidation if we got down to that recovery mode at 110%. In order to help avoid liquidation in normal mode and recovery mode, it is strongly recommended that users keep their individual collateral ratio significantly above 150. So if you recall, we actually moved our USDL ratio to 166. So that sort of gives us protection there. So that's cool. Let's jump over to I think we've been to the stability pool. Yeah, we've got our stakes in play. Let's go to the staking pool. And I think we've got, what have we got here? We've got no loan tokens. We've got no loan tokens. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We've got no loan tokens. Can't do any swap in here, but there is a faucet. So we're going to go to the faucet and get some loan tokens. Now, if you had sacrificed for the sacrifice here, you would have loan tokens. And of course, you can see the big whales here. We've got the Hex God whale here, number 2. It's going to have a ton of sacrifice points. He's going to have so many loan tokens, but this is not coming out for 2 years. We've also got the Magic Carpet Ride, which is a syndicate of I don't know how many, was it 1,200 accounts, something like that. And of course, that they're going to be a juggernaut too. Big money. What's that? $15 million between these two alone. Can you believe it? So they're juggernauts there. All right, cool. Let's get back into it though. We need to get some loan tokens. So let's go to the faucet. We're going to click down the bottom here. And of course, this is going to open up the faucet here. Request testnet loan and receive loan for your wallet so you can test the Liquid Loans protocol. Yes, please. Funds that you receive through Liquid Loans faucets are not real funds. What? That's I want my money back. I want my money back. What the heck? I'm just kidding. To get testnet loan, connect to your wallet now. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. We're going to have fun here. There's going to be a lot of fun there. Let's click on. I'm just connecting with the wallet there. Very cool. And funds that you receive through Liquid Loans are not real. Loan token there. We've got the hash rate there from the looks of it. And request, I guess. Oh, we've got to request that there, not the hash rate, the count. Cool. Hopefully that's coming to the wallet there. Here's the interaction here. So we've interacted. This is the faucet. It's got the faucet on there. You can see faucet, that's done. Don't know whether we've got some loan tokens. You have successfully claimed 10 loan tokens. Woo-hoo! Nice one. We're rich. We're rich. Nice. We're rich on that one. That's pretty cool. So we're going to jump away from that. And of course, we should be able to see our 10 loan tokens. There they are. Yes. We are rich, folks. My goodness. What are they worth? I'm not even sure what they're worth at the moment on their own loan tokens there. There must be a price around there. We're going to come back and see where the price is at up the top here. Loan is at $1. I'm not sure. Everything looks at $1. $1 USDL, $1 loan token from the looks of it. We will see there. All right, cool. So we've got some loan tokens. We're going to stake some. We could stake 10. That's all our 10 we've got there. I'm not sure if we can actually get more. Let's request some more there. You've already reclaimed 10 loan tokens the last 24 hours. Please return to this page after 24 hours to request more. So we have to wait a day. I thought they might do that. It's not even real. And they won't give us more than 10. And in New Zealand, we call that real stallies, as we call it stallies. That's just the way it goes. All right, cool. We got 10 though. Let's put $7.50, 75 in the loan token staking there. You can see the new stakes there, 7.5 loan tokens. This is the native token of Liquid Loans. Your existing stake 0. Your total stake balance 7.5. Your share of the pool 0.01. Yes, we made it into the decimals that you can actually see on the UI there. Redemption fee rewards 0.00 PLS there. Issuance gains 0.00 USDL there. I hope there's enough. The only one question I would say is I hope there's enough decimal places there for people's pool share. I mean, people like to see their numbers, right? They like to see numbers. Maybe they should have 3 or 4 decimals. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. I know it makes the UI a little bit busier, but maybe that's the case. All right, let's hit the confirm. You know why we want this, right? The APY on loan tokens is 452,000% at the moment. That's pretty juicy. We're going to check that. Obviously, we're going to be staking our loan tokens. You can see it here, stake pending testnet there. Cool. Look how fast that was. Insane in the membrane. We're just having so much fun on here. There we are. Transaction confirmed. Away to go. There is your existing stake now is a 7.5. So let's increase that. I'm going to scroll it. I'm just zooming in on this so I can see it a bit easier. And of course, there is our share. Now we're going to start earning redemption fee rewards of Pulse and issuance gains of USDL. So when people stake the PLS, get USDL, it's going to be really, really cool. So we're going to come back and see whether we can claim that. That button's going to go live soon, I think. Let's just go back to our stability pool. See our USDL there. That's got to be earning something there at some stage. So that's cool. We've got our staking pool as well. So we've staked USDL, the stable coin. We've staked the loan token, the native token of Liquid Loans. So we've got both of them now staked. The current APY on the loan token, just because this is a test network, don't get too excited, is 453,000% APR. That's how we roll. That's how you get rich in crypto, folks. That's how you get rich in crypto. This is just a test net, by the way, just a test network. All right, so cool. We got $2.50 or 2.5 loan tokens in our wallet left. Very, very nice. All right, cool. Yeah, so here we are. What have we done so far? We've put our PLS in there. 47.8 billion PLS has gone there so far. Currently, apparently, it's worth $338 million US on the test net. The Claro ratio is 245. We can see that at the top bar there too. The USDL supply 137 million. So we've done all that. We minted our USDL. We put USDL in the pool there, along with everybody else. 123 million USDL in the pool. So that's pretty cool. That's 89.92% of the total supply. So 123 divided by 137, 89.92% is in the stability pool. I don't think it's going to be as high as that at all. When we get into the real world, there'll be liquidity pools. There'll be people speculating with liquid stuff. It's the easiest place to just deposit it in. I mean, it's easy, but we'll see whether that actually ends up that high. Let me know your thoughts on that in the chat. Stability pool, of course, is an estimate of the loan token returns to stability pool participants. This includes PLS gains from liquidations, and of course, that's 12.89% on here. So we might get it's going to start very high probably, depending on the volume going through, but we'll probably end up with, in my people state, but probably end up, maybe 20-30%, something like that. That's my guess. And the loaned amount there, 46.8 million. 46,800 loan tokens, because of the faucets only letting people get out a small amount is in there, and the total amount of loan tokens staked in the pool, and that's currently got an APY of 453,000, which is kind of funny. But so we've done all this. We've done all this, and we've sorted it all up. You can see, hey, we've already got USDL. We've already got some. Look at that. We've got 0.01 USDL, so it's 1 cent. We made 1 cent already just in that little moment. That's pretty cool. I'm going to come back to the faucet in 24 hours and get myself some more loan tokens and stake that. So we're doing pretty good. We've already made some here. Obviously, someone else has been minting as well. And in the stability pool, we're going to come back to that, and it's going to be cool. Hey, we're actually on stability pool. We've made 0.01 loan already on that. So we're already making money on liquid loans on the testnet. That's cool on both of the pools, staking USDL and loan token. Let's get to the redemptions. Have a look at the redemptions here. About redemptions. Redemptions are one of the liquid loans' most unique and important. Let me just zoom that. Important protocol features. The redemption mechanism gives USDL holders the ability to redeem the underlying PLS collateral at face value at any time. Redemptions pay off the debt of the riskiest vaults in return for their collateral. Important redemptions are not the same as paying back your vault's debt. To repay your loan, adjust your vault on the repay tab of the borrow USDL page, which we did already, right? We did $500 of that. So cool. Redemptions are one of liquid loans' unique and important protocol. Redemption mechanism gives USDL holders the ability to redeem the underlying PLS collateral at face value. So that's cool. We got the amount here. I got this amount in here. Redemption there. I'm not sure if this is going to do much, but 5 you'll receive 78,000 PLS in exchange for $553 USDL. Now, obviously, we're going to do maybe 25%, and we're going to get 39. So that's a pretty bad rate, probably. Redemption fee is charged at a percentage of the redeemed pulse. Redemption fee depends on the USDL redemption volumes and is 0.5% at minimum. All right, cool. So we're just going to do this just for fun, and so we're really kind of burning this, but hey, that's the way we go. That's the way we go on here. We're just going to use the redemptions that current disabled. Okay, cool. Well, there we are. So we're doing this live. I have not checked any of this, but there we are. That is disabled at the moment. We're going to confirm that's disabled. Okay, we'll find out very quickly. So these guys have thought of everything there, and of course we're going to jump over to the liquidation. So let's jump over there and have a look at what's going on. Risky vaults. We've got all these. Which one's AK's account? We will find out in due course there. Collateral there, PLS, debt USDL, and a collateral there. So we've got the lowest one here. This is the riskiest one here. They're only 110%. They're highly collateralized. So in other words, they borrowed a lot of USDL against their pulse value. And you can see that the next one's rolling up there on page 32. Now, we're quite safe. We're at 166, so we can trick over there. We're miles of page 337 here, so there's 10 on each page. And, of course, we're quite safe here at 166. So let's have a quick keep going to 166, somewhere in here. Are we in the middle of the pages? I guess we're probably going to be pretty close. Oh, we're going too far. So we're actually on the high end of riskiness there. So here is our wallet here down the bottom, 166%. Liquidate. We can't liquidate that at all. So that's cool. That's where we are. Oh, I just noticed they don't have a page feature here to go first page. So that needs to be fixed. So they need to be able to have a first and a last page. So at least that. So yeah, that needs to have a first and last page on this. So that's one thing that they need to be adding there. So cool. Let's keep that as a note. They do need a first and last page. All right, so that's cool, and we can't liquidate anything here. We can't liquidate all or anything, nothing that's working, but that's pretty cool. I like this a lot. And of course, let's go to the next tab, the LBP points here, and of course, delayed gratification, LBP points, schedule your wallet, and of course, all wallets. So this longer pays better. When people did the sacrifice here, they did a longer pays better. Let's have a look at the transactions for, I guess, the Magic Cup ride. Let's have a look at this one. So have that there, longer pays better. Yeah, so they got quite a bit of their points that the Magic Cup ride syndicate, which has got like something like 1,200 counts in there or something like that. They've got a lot of their points deferred to longer pays better. But let's even go better. Let's go to the Hex Godwell, and of course his is even more awesome. Look at his, longer pays better. It's got the vast majority of stuff coming out the end there. In fact, I think it's all of it's coming out the end. But 188 billion loan tokens coming out that far away. Wow. So very exciting. Very excited. All right, so that's cool. We've got here month 1, month 15, month 4. So all this stuff coming out here. This is just looks like an example, I think. All wallets here. So let's have a look here. All wallets, total number of points coming out. So this is going to give us a view of the sacrifice here with everybody's accounts coming out later on. So it looks like total number of points per million, the month that they're coming out. So obviously we know there's going to be over 2 years. And a good way of seeing that is if we jump over to the liquid loans and have a look at, look over at the sacrifices and scroll right down to liquid loans. And we still should have an actual view of, or a pretty good estimate of the actual sacrifice profile for longer pays better. I'm pretty sure they've got a chart in here for that. So yeah, here it is here. Sacrifice US dollar volume, delayed gratification. This is a good indication of where we are. So we're going to have a lot of, like I say, about 25% of the loan tokens coming out in the first month. And then we're going to have every month more and more and more coming out. Because remember, everyone got a 6% bonus every month, except for the last month. They got a 14% bonus? Yeah, no, 12% bonus the last month, 24 month. And this is when the Hex Godwell is coming out here. So that's cool. That's going to be fun. So nice that I like that a lot. That's cool that they got that. Obviously, this is just a example. Let's go to the analytics. And of course, this is going to be very important. We're going to be talking about this a lot, especially when Pulsechain's live with real numbers. We'll be talking about these numbers because they're going to have a significant impact on the performance of liquid loans. And they're also going to have a potentially big impact on the PulseX markets for Richard Heart tokens. PulseX, Hex in particular, but they're also going to have influence, USDL in particular, will have a big influence on a lot of other top trading peers, maybe like Watt token, Mintra, Fiat, and things like that. You will see a lot of things happening there. The loan token as well, the USDL and the loan token, we'll probably see those on other DeFi platforms like Fiat, which is a fork of Aave, which is going to be on Pulsechain and other DeFi lending stuff there. So there's going to be a lot of intermarriages between a lot of these families. So it's going to be pretty cool. But everyone's really is going to want, the principal stablecoin, which I think USDL will clearly be at this stage. So that's pretty cool. We have the stability pool numbers with the revenue. We have the loan price there, which has just been stuck at $1 here. And of course, the loan APR there. We've got the total collateral ratio there at 244. Now, this is obviously going to be floating. The market will decide what the price will be, but it's just fixed for the testnet here. Number of USDL loan holders over time. This is going to be very important. Obviously, growth is very key. We were looking at that. And of course, that will be impacted actually by the profile of the sacrifices, right? It's going to be impacted by that too when emissions come out and things like that, participation, but definitely a growth of non-sacrifice people is going to be massive. Total value locked, of course, going to be critical number. People are going to be talking about this. They're going to come to Pulsechain and say how much value is locked into Pulsechain. What are some of the top players? What have they got? You think about Aave and Compound and things like that. Previously Celsius and all that sort of stuff. What people are going to say, what is the total value locked in some of these top protocols, and liquid loans is going to be right up there. So the people are going to be looking at these values and commenting and evaluating that. So it's going to be pretty cool. PLS and lock PLS is going to be cool. We're going to have hourly loan change there. How much is added and removed from the loan, and of course loan token there, and of course the total USDL supply as well. That's going to be fundamental. If you think the USDL is going to be the principal DeFi stable coin, and of course we need it for risk management and valuations and things like that, then this is going to be really, really critical. People being able to talk about this USDL supply big time. USDL minted and burned will also be important, and the number of volts as well. This is critical to the growth of the ecosystem and the revenue funneling through is the number of volts. So we'll be looking at that critical measure over time as people take more loans out and things like that. So that's a big deal. That's your business revenue underlying number there, your customer numbers. So it's going to be really important. Very cool. So that is some of this. Now, obviously, we've been through all the Dapp here. We're going to come back and mint some of our rewards. I'm sure we've got some now, but we're going to go into knowledge base. If you want to find out all the nitty gritty and all the details, then you've got definitions here. So around the minimum collateral ratio, you got all the stuff. You got USDL, the volts. A volt is a collateralized debt position bound to a single pulse chain address, also referred as a CDP. So you can see, you can get all the granular stuff here. You got all the short terms here, total collateral ratio, because that's the one that we really care about the health of the whole loan platform. It's pretty cool. We've got everything else in here. You can see some really cool stuff on here. Lots. I'm just trying to have a look here. We've got redemption if you want to look at redemption and so forth. Liquidations, obviously a big deal, and things like that. So that's cool. And also you got the ecosystem as well. So this here gives you a video of the ecosystem. So definitely watch these. And of course, the overview here is Brent. This little diagram is we've been using this for a long time. People pull PLS in the vault. They get USDL. We did that on the testnet. We put it in the stake. We staked it in a stability pool. We're going to earn some loan and PLS tokens. We're going to go back and try and mint some because I'm sure we've got some by now. And then, of course, people will be able to put the loan token they get either through the platform or through the sacrifice that they got in the sacrifice there. They're going to put that, which we can also see in the Longer Pays Better bonus there. We've got some loan tokens in there. And of course, they're going to earn USDL and PLS. So very tasty. So 3 tokens you're going to be able to earn on this platform: PLS, loan token, and USDL stablecoin. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Can't wait. Cannot wait. All right, so cool. We obviously got general here. Got what is liquid loans. We've got borrowing, and we've got stability pools. This is where you stake and earns and liquidations, redemptions and price stability, loan rewards and loan staking, a recovery mode, which is pretty important for the whole ecosystem, the health. That the system protects itself when it gets down to 150% and liquidates the highest risk assets, as we looked at earlier. Audits, of course, audits for the protocol, which you can see the 2 audits there, and of course deployment as well. Remember, liquid loans is a fork of Liquidity on Ethereum, and of course we've seen how well it's done, particularly after Terra Luna collapsed. So pretty nice on that one. All right, so that is that one, and of course that's the knowledge base. We've also got the validator. This is a little different from the Dapp, but basically liquid loans is going to look to be one of the top, if not the top, validator. And I think that they have the economic powerhouse behind them when it actually goes live for that to happen on testnet. That's don't think that's the case at the moment, but definitely they will be. Let's have a quick look at that on test network to see the validators. Let me pull up the validators, Pulsechain validators and staking. So let's look at the validators at the moment, see who's at the top. Yeah, Dave Fetter at the moment. Hodl Dog, How to Pulse. They're at the top at the moment. Liquid loans here. What's that number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're number 7. They've got a few misdemeanors and felonies, but I'm sure that they'll be fine when they go live there. But I suggest that they'll probably be at the top here. I have a feeling that How to Pulse will probably be number 2. I have a feeling about that. I'm just looking through some of these names here. So I think we could get, when things go live, it'd be a reverse order, and obviously excluding the actual teams validators too. Yeah, and then we'll probably get the Hodl Dogs and the David Fetters of the world coming in pretty high up with their popularity and so forth. So yeah, so cool. That's pretty much it. We'll probably see some other big players in there. They got to attract PLS tokens, right? So we'll probably see some of the big VCs or something like that are in sacrifice. Maybe Rackham Rochelle's, maybe they'll even be in there. We'll find out. All right, cool. So that is pretty cool on that one. Now, what's the final thing? Validator support. Now, if you've got some feedback about the platform, you can do that. Like we already saw one obvious thing with that search that we could add a first and last on that search. So you can add in some feedback on here. I'll probably do that afterwards. After the live stream, but that's pretty cool. Let's go back and do the final thing and mint. That's how we're going to roll here. We're going to mint here. So we got a little bit of loan token there in our rewards here for stability pool. So we put USDL in. We've got some loan rewards here. Let's claim. Bam, here we go. I'm sure we can claim here. Fortunately, it's on Pulsechain and not Ethereum. Otherwise, we'd be out of the money, probably quite big. But on Pulsechain, not so. Not so. We can have fun with our DeFi. Withdraw from the SP. Nice one. Here we go, man. This is our first rewards that we've ever had out of Liquid Loans, Dapp. I'm excited. Cool. Let's come back there. Boom. I think we've got that being paid out to us. So, yeah, that's gone to zero. We have to wait for that to come back. But don't worry. We also staked not just USDL, but we staked loan token. Loan token already up to $2. Oh, my gosh. You know why that is? Because the APR there, the annual percentage return, is a massive 453%. And we are winning big time. That is awesome. But, of course, in reality, it's probably going to be after often you get big returns at the beginning. Then as more people stake and the thing grows, the returns come down. So we'll probably get up to more like a 30-40%. I think it's kind of the indicative mark there over time. But it's going to still be very attractive, right? Cool. Let's claim that to USDL. And, of course, we've probably got a little bit of redemption fees there as well. So let's claim that. Bam. See, we get PLS as well. PLS is going to be very attractive, right? We all want PLS. The more PLS we get, the less everyone else has got. And, of course, we want billions and trillions of it, don't we? That the price of it is going to go up and up and up to the roof there. Cool. So we got the wallet there. We've got that little increase. See, we had 2.5. We've now got 2.52. Very nice indeed. And that is exciting. Now, we can reinvest all that, right? So we can go 100% and put all our loan tokens in. We're going to do that. Let's go because we're greedy. We want the pulse. We want the loan token. That's how we're going to do. We're going to put some more in there, and this is what you can do. Have fun as well. And of course, we can go back to the faucet in 24 hours and get some more loan token. So cool. Or we can use other wallets and download and get heaps of loan tokens and then send it to this address. Whatever we want to do there. Hey, look, we've already got 0.01 USDL already. That's what happens when you're earning almost $500,000 APR. Is awesome there. Stability pool, of course, we've got heaps there too. We can invest all that too. Why not? We're going to do it. Let's put all our USDL in. We were risk averse at the beginning, but we're going to put all of them now. We're all in. We're all in on here. We're going to keep earning that. So I'll probably have another check of this tomorrow and see how we get on there. Maybe cover that on the live stream in our next another live stream we've got. But that's pretty exciting, right? Pretty exciting. All right, so cool. We're back to the start, and we did that in about 40 minutes. That's pretty good, right? Or 36 minutes because we had 2 minute start. So that's pretty cool. I think we got up to everything there. Let's get into the comments and see who else has got some stuff. I will put timestamps towards the end after the live stream as well. Let's go down to the bottom there. Now, the links to this is in the video description. So the links to Liquid Loans is in the video description. So definitely check that out. As AK says at the beginning of the live stream, Liquid Loans Dapp is awesome. It's very smooth indeed. Let's have a look here. We've got a few comments. So I'm going to go into that. Francis, hello, Francis. Good to see you. Liza says, what? Only for the testnet? What a scam, says Liza. That's an exciting scam, that's for sure. Hey, Jimbo Sticks. Good to see you. Katie in the house there as well with the sheep and the ducks. The bread and the ducks. Katie says, Liquid Load, just drop some more tutorial videos, Superman. Front run them. Let's have a look here. I don't know if we've got to Liquid Loans actually, and we'll go on Twitter and let's see what they've, maybe they have added some extra stuff here. Liquid Loans. And let's have a look here. Not sure. I don't think that lady was dropping something there, but what else there? Yeah, this was the one there 21 hours ago. So cool. Very, very, very nice. So that was about it so far. All right, cool. Let us jump away to the comments again. Jimmy 6 says, I swapped my 10 loan tokens this morning. I was getting roughly 1.1 million PLS for 2 loan tokens. Wow, that's awesome. That's so good, yeah. Liquid Loans, great system, says Jimbo Sticks. Jesse and the crew have done a super duper job, says Jimbo Sticks. Yeah, absolutely. And Samuel says, when will we get Liquid Loan tokens for the sacrifice? So obviously this is the official sacrifice site. Let me just go back to, get rid of, you'll get this when about 4 to 6 weeks after Pulsechain launches. That's when we expect Liquid Loans to launch, and that's when you can expect to get your tokens, as I understand it, at the launch of when it launches. So it's 4 to 6 weeks after Pulsechain So this is a sacrifice. Anyway, if you haven't checked your sacrifices, definitely check it. There's the link in the video description. MF says pump and dump circus is what this is called, says MF. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but precisely says it's just the testnet. Yeah. Pulse77 says, hey buddy, haven't caught you alive for a while. I haven't seen you for a while too, Pulse777. I missed out on investing in liquid loans. Do you think it worth buying when it's released? Do you think this liquid loans will dip? Maybe wait a bit. Thanks. Hey, look, yeah, accumulating in the early days is always the best, as I always say. And of course, we saw that on here, the longer pays better bonus. We're getting only about 25% of the loan token straight out of the gate. This is going to be launching about 4 to 6 weeks after Pulsechain, and therefore Pulsechain is going to have a value. We're going to find where it settles to, and the volatility will be less volatility, and liquid loans is more likely if people play the strategies like Haunted, Hexacat, and other strategies out there, that we could see that be the second wave of fundamentals in the price of Pulse as people accumulate and leverage, because the leverage play is really what pushes assets up a lot. So we're going to be watching that, and so yeah, the first couple of months is going to be pretty cool. Now, obviously, there's more tokens coming on every month here, but in the first month, for the very least, it's going to be only about 25%, something like that, of the tokens coming out. So this is just one component. This is the longer pays better, but most of them, as you can see, a lot of people's tokens are delayed, especially the Hex Gold Bar is way out here with the longer pays better. So yeah, it's always true. First couple of months you accumulate on the dips. There's always going to be dips, but accumulate on the dips, and it's going to be fun. But hey, they could be hard to find. This is going to be a pretty big opportunity, but there's always dips in the game, right? Even with big opportunities, but the value might go really high, come back to a certain amount, and go back up. So maybe a Fibonacci might play out like a 68% pullback, something like that. We will see. But it's going to be bullish, man, at the beginning, and it's going to be going as Pulse gets more valuable, and they're circular, right? So liquid loans makes it more valuable. Pulse gets more valuable from other factors as well. It just goes up and up and up. But there's always dips in the game. The market's moving parabolics if you've got a good product, which this is. So yeah, hopefully that gives you a bit of food for thought. It's the same true for Pulse, right? Accumulating Pulse on the dips when the first couple of months typically the most lucrative. If you've done that with Hex, that would have played out with Hex and all great protocols that end up with a good bright future. It's typically in the early days accumulating. Sometimes, and now it happens faster, right? I think that just happens faster too. We're not waiting as long for the big fundamentals to play out. PulseX buy and burn also going to be incredible. So you can imagine PulseX buy and burn matched with liquid loans and leverage people not just in the Pulse but the PulseX. And I mean, pretty insane. Going to be pretty insane. And we've got Fiat coming out similar time as well, probably 4 to 8 weeks maybe after the Pulsechain. That's a deposit and lending. So that's going to help even the smaller guy do a lot of stuff too. I just realized I had that big fat comment on there. Sorry about that. Pulse77 says, hey, just checked out. You both love your background, mate. You're welcome to Pulse77. Samuel says, when will we get the liquid loans we sacrificed for? I think I answered that one. And Francis, hey, Francis, good to see you. Katie says, liquid loans, Dapp walkthrough, staking pool, says Katie. And yep, borrow USDL, nice. KD says, quick tutorials, all good. USDL PulseX swap for CST to off ramp, says Davis. Yeah, that's definitely an avenue. Obviously, we don't know what they're going to be doing around an on ramp, off ramp for liquid loans, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're definitely going that route. That would be a very smart route. Of course, they want to get someone else to do a lot of legal work. Sometimes is a good idea, whereas a Coast is going to try and do a lot of that themselves. They're hiring getting lawyers and things like that kind of process. So it's a big deal. What is ETA for Pulsechain? 4 to 6 weeks after Pulsechain launches. So whenever Pulsechain launches, is after that. Wookie's head is hurting again, says Wookie. Wookie is good. Wookie is working it out. Yep, thanks, Superman. Spew, I didn't get into it. I was more focused on buying PulseX, so it should be okay. They bring it on. Hey, look, you're going to be perfectly fine. You've got the golden products from Richard Hart in that order. So I put them Richard Hart tokens at the top. And so you got PulseX, and Hex, of course. They are the golden gems. Liquid loans is the next order outside that for me. So we've got utility. So I have those projects, then I have the utility projects next. So that would be largely the DeFi ones, the ones that are doing the big lending plays. That's liquid loans, fiat, and anything else that's big. I'm not aware of anything that's going to be quite that big. We've got lots of token sharing platforms, which are going to be good too, but they're kind of that fourth order. Between those, we're going to have probably some of the large NFT marketplaces, and they're probably going to be the next value chain. So like Mincha, maybe like Power City, and of course in the utility plays. Sorry, I talked about DeFi lending, but we're also going to have the bridges, the transform bridges like Power City and stuff like that, and compounders and aggregators. They'll be in that level too. So Richard Hart tokens, obviously, in my view, the biggest probability of big returns. And then, of course, the big utility plays DeFi and utilities. And then the next one would be the big NFT marketplaces. And then above that, the big profit sharing ones. And there's quite some good ones out there with the profit sharing protocols. AK says one line token. Thoughts? I haven't really thought about it, AK. I haven't really thought about it. Good point, though. I mean, we could work out some modeling with the supply, but I actually think it's going to be pretty good, AK. I haven't really actually done any modeling, so I don't have any idea. But you could probably work out some reasonable prices for that. Yeah, maybe I'll look into that. I've done some stuff around the Pulse and PulseX, which I haven't talked about on this channel, but because you can project stuff, and you can use good circulating supply numbers and stuff like that, but you just don't know what the market's going to do. The market can do crazy stuff. That's why it's cool when content creators get out there and put prices out there, but it's like it's like the market's going to decide, right? You know that as well as I do, okay? But I will think about what a reasonable price rate will be there, okay? There's going to be a decent supply out over 2 years' time. But of course, we're looking. Hopefully, the total value lock is going to be, many billions in the protocol. Probably some good, even without doing numbers, some good references would be like Compound and Aave. There'd probably be some good references as in terms of what do you think the market might value. But I have a feeling that Pulsechain, Richard Hart's tokens, and the next layer up, the DeFi utilities, and there's only a handful in there, maybe 4 to 6 to start off with. There will be more over time that sort of emerge, but I think Richard Hart's 3 or 4 tokens, including the Ascent token, I think it's going to do pretty well. And then of course maybe 4 to 6 utility plays above that, the next best bit, and then of course the big NFT players. Currently we've got like 4 or 5. I think that maybe 3 of them will do really well. Because they're going to eat market share, right? They're going to eat market share, and so yeah, I tend to think because Mitra's, I think, is going to do very well. It's got good social media. Obviously one of the biggest YouTubers in our space is in there, connected with a lot of the other big YouTubers, and of course then we've got Power City, which is going to be not just NFT marketplace, but really some of the best utility stuff. Aggregation compounders, transforms, multi EVM swap bridges. I mean, it's great, right? It's going to be hard to beat that out. Cool. Do you think we are actually close to mainnet now with the merge? I have this gut feeling that devs were just waiting to review ETH consensus and then we are ready to go. Hey, look, I think that's definitely a possibility, including the fact that we got limit orders and PulseX is kind of encouraging. But yeah, I think that's probably the play there. Richard kind of said, we did that video where he said it's not really important to launch straight away. With the ETH merge. So I played that video many times. In fact, I think I got that video. Let me just pull that up just as a reminder of his comments there. I just got to remember which one it is. This one here. I think this is the one on ETH too.
Yeah.
Have you seen, before I lead it to, I'll ask you two. Number one, do you think Ethereum 2.0 goes actually happens, and when it happens, does it go ahead and dock and go off without a hitch, or will you see problems?
Software takes a long time, and software sometimes has bugs.
But we're okay with waiting, right? I'm okay with waiting.
I'm okay with waiting. I mean, look, I'd like Pulsechain to launch before it, but truthfully, it really doesn't matter whether Pulsechain launches before it or not, because it doesn't affect the gas fees. Ethereum 2.0 does absolutely nothing to affect the gas price.
Correct.
It does nothing to increase throughput. It is the exact same gas price, homies. And so Pulsechain is there to help get those gas fees down, give everyone the largest free airdrop. And so whether we should beat them to market, but in case we don't, it's fine.
So I think that kind of answers it to a degree because, you know, they have Pulsechain hasn't beaten ETH2 to market. It's about to launch in an hour to a couple of hours. So yeah, that's probably. I do think that he's waiting for the bottom of the market as well, and he made that pretty clear in his keynote speech that he's really actually he was a little frustrated that some things hadn't played out already because he obviously wants to launch as soon as possible. I've always thought he wants to launch as soon as possible, but fortunately we haven't. These are the key reasons. These are the key benefits that if we had launched, it would have been bad. The market corrected so hugely over this period of time, and of course he's still expecting the bottom to play out, and it hasn't played out. Obviously, a lot of BTC dumps and things like that. He's optimistic. He wants a successful ETH merge to proof of stake, and of course he's kept talking about technical issues and stuff like that. Looks like the code's done. But they're testing the thing with the bot, so I think that's actually probably closer than we hope. But definitely the ETH merge, definitely they would want to launch after that, in my view, with the checks. And I think that without the bottom of the market, then the earliest time I'm thinking is Christmas time, after the 3-year birthday and the highest of stakes, presumably whenever that comes out. If that's December, that's where they're targeting. So it's either at the earliest, in my view, Christmas time. If it comes out after the ETH merge, that would be fantastic, but I'm not expecting it. I really do think the market's got to play out first a little bit more. And of course, we've been calling maybe late September, October, November, with the Fed interest rate rises in September, November, and maybe he'll launch at December time there if the market has indeed pulled back that far. And all those other things have played out. So we're looking at the earliest, in my view, Christmas time, and probably Q1 of 23 is sometime in there. So we'll say, but the other pot. So that's the positives that we haven't launched in the down market, which would have been bad. But also, even though we've actually had a better time in the window of opportunities I've been talking about for weeks with the market, but we would have. We had a lot of our top dApps were not ready. Look, Liquid Loan Zone just came out with this yesterday, and Power City's still got a lot of they've just finished 2 of their dApps. They're going to test network in October, so you know they needed time. Internet Money Wallet obviously was going to be 7-8 month development time. They're going to probably be able to launch on Pulsechain either at the same time or just after. So because it's been months since then, so it's actually a lot of our top dApps have had time not only just to finish but to refine their products, and so we're going to have a whole suite of products launching on Pulsechain. It's going to be fantastic for Pulsechain valuations. We're going to have so many. We've got 130 plus dApps in the marketplace, many of them profit sharing dApps too. There's obviously a mixture of quality in there, but I actually think there's a fair decent amount of good quality ones in there. But none of them are going to, you know, in my view, do anything like the Richard Hart tokens, right? The whole system is designed to pump PulseX and Hex, and the incentive token will probably do well due to liquidity farmers. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Good question, okay. Agreed, says okay. Katie says, rule number 1, don't overextend yourself. Financially invest only what you can afford to lose. True that. And pick up the depths and get in early. That's probably the other ones I'd put there in principles. Cool. We're up to 54 minutes. I'm going to wrap up in 5 minutes. You guys know I've got a 3rd live stream later on today, which is our 2nd live stream. We'll be doing Pulsechain. We're doing Maximus Team and Perpetuals a day number 10 results. And we'll also be doing something else. I forgot what it was, but yes, the ETH merge. That's pretty important too. Let's have a look at the ETH merge, see how long it's got to go. It's coming up, getting closer and closer. Let's look at the countdown. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will put timestamps at the end. With 2 hours and 30 minutes to go, apparently, until the ETH merge. We're getting pretty close. 623 blocks remaining. It is getting closer and closer and closer. Look, here we go. We're going to close this gap over the next 2.5 hours. 58,742 on the difficulty, network difficulty, and we've got a target 58,750 there. I think we're missing a few numbers, but that's pretty cool. You can actually see that, scroll out a little bit there. We're getting closer to 2.5 hours, not far away. The biggest event in crypto for a long time, I would say. So let's see how we get on there. It's going to be fun. All right, don't forget to play around the testnet. The links are in the video description. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and share this video around. Hopefully it was a lot of fun. And I think we covered pretty much everything. And like I say, if you do want further knowledge, there is a whole library here. And like I say, if you're looking at getting invested in it, if you didn't sacrifice, definitely check this out if you're looking at using it as a utility for borrowing against your PLS and getting USDL. So you can go and buy more juicy assets like PLS, PLSX, Hex, for example, or maybe some more loan tokens. This USDL token is stablecoin, in my view, will be the principal native stablecoin, and of course, I think it's going to be flooding through a lot of trading pairs and protocol trading pairs as well. So it's going to become truly a great anchor for Pulsechain. So I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. But it was also exciting to see projects like Coast coming out with other models. In other words, fiat-backed models, not just decentralized algorithms. They are both the best two models out of the four that we see used. So it's going to be good for Pulsechain. Very exciting. All right, cool. Let's wrap it up. Z says, AK says, a delay was a blessing. Liquid Loans ready in other projects. Fiat on-ramp. Richard Hart got time with his exchange. RH wallet will be ready to go. So overall, we will launch complete and ready to mount faces. I think so, okay. I think it's looking really good for that. Richard Hart, products passing on liquid loans. Liquidity chart is wrecked down forever, says Z. And KD and House there, thanks, Superman. You're welcome. And Z says 5555. Yes, hashtag 5555, stake 5555. All right, we're coming up to it now. I'll catch you guys in my third live stream in a couple of hours' time. In fact, how long is away? It's currently 4 o'clock, so an hour and a half. I'll be back. All right, peace out. Maybe a little bit later. Maybe an hour 45. We'll see. All right, take care, everybody. Let's put it back on here. This is what I was trying to show you. I was talking about this library. Get into the library. I forgot that I left it on the video there. Check that library out. It's very, very cool. All right, bye for now. Take care.